Megtooth sabers requires a lot of work on engineering, drilling, smoothing, tapping, setting, imagining, cutting, stripping, twisting, dipping, tin it, pin it, wire it, fire it, lock it, cast it, swing it, bash it. Megtooth sabers.
Greetings, Saber fans. Light them if you got them. Hey, I see Chet Osborne, Max, Solo Sabers, Bobby, Susan Bach, Chet Osborne. Max is out there. It's great to see everybody. The big deal here. Let me kill that light in the background. I'm not going to unask all the dirty secrets, but it's great to see Bobby Susanbach here. He had a really bad experience, and I won't say anything else besides that. Don't close that too much, because then the signal won't get through. The signal won't get through if you close that all the way. But I'm glad to see Bobby Susanbach back here. So everybody, welcome Bobby back into the realm. If you saw my prayers go out, those prayers were for Bobby, and I was really worried about him. And Max is back in from vacation, so it's great to see everybody. Got some stuff to show you guys tonight. I guess tonight's going to be kind of a props night, because I got some cool stuff in. Number one is, I showed you all last week the Shore Trooper that I'm building. Well, I got a big piece of the Shore Trooper. This is a Czechoslovakian magazine pouch with, this is the oiler pouch, which goes on the back of the Shore Trooper. So this is the Shore Trooper mag pouch, and I'll show you some pictures of this here in a second. On the Shore Trooper, but I got that mag pouch, so that's pretty cool. And this is actually a Czechoslovakian Army surplus mag pouch. It's pretty awesome. But that's what they used on the Shore Troopers, and that's what'll be there for mine. Also tonight, y'all have seen my Shore Trooper. But look what came in tonight. Yada-da. The lens. And the lens drops in just like that. Look at that badass right there. That is awesome. And I got the curved lens, which meets the CRL standards for the Shore Trooper. So got to fix the curved lens in there, and then finish up the rest of the inside of that helmet, which I'm going to do. I am thankful that Bobby is with us too. It is good to have him back. Next, I kind of wanted to do it reverse tonight. So you see this ugly ass wall behind me with the pegboard and toolboard that just wasn't working out anymore. And I told y'all that I'm doing this honeycomb wall thing. So basically what the honeycomb wall thing is, like you have these joiners, which, go on the honeycomb wall, and then you can, pop your tools in these joiners. And they have, tool holders that snap into these joiners. But I've printed 9 of these, and these are going to go up on that wall right there where the pegboard's at. And it'll be much prettier, much cleaner than what I've got up there. So that's kind of why I wanted to put that ugly ass thing back behind me, because pretty soon we're going to not be ugly there anymore. And, I'm pretty excited. In fact, on the 3D printer now, we got more stuff printing for the honeycomb wall. You can see it printing right there. And, hey, check it out. For some of y'all that haven't seen it, there's the 3D printer, all the stuff in action there. You can see, the lights in it. It's crazy. It's awesome. But at any rate, and turn those lights off because they're bright. They're killing me over here. The NeoPixels are bright on that 3D printer. Let me put this lightsaber away. And wanted to get into something. So I'm going to do a screen share in a minute. Number one, I'm going to show you the Shore Trooper CRL, which is the costume reference library, and show you, this magazine pouch. I still have some cleaning up to do and revitalizing. I'm going to put some saddle soap on here, and, bring this thing back to life. This is practically a Cold War replica. These things were in warehouses, and, it's nasty. But this gets fixed to the back of the Shore Trooper armor, basically on your butt, and it's like an oiler pouch. And then opposite that are some shells on your back. This is on my left front leg, and the straps hang from the abdominal armor. And I'll show you that here in a second. And I haven't printed any of the Shore Trooper armor stuff yet, but I definitely want to show you guys that. So hang on a minute. We're going to go to screen share. So we can go to present, and then let's go to share screen, and let's go to there. And I'm going to share that. And this is, we're on the 501st Legions page, and, I got the Bounty Hunters Guild open there, but let's scroll down. We'll go to Pathfinders. So Pathfinders, these are all the detachments, like all Darth Vader's and the Sith Lord detachment. And I'll show you some stuff that I did there. But in the Pathfinders, which includes, your biker scout troopers, we can go to their costume list and you can see. So like the Shore Troopers are kind of related to the scout troopers. Like if you look at the snout on a Shore Trooper helmet, you'll see that it's really close to the scout trooper helmet. But I'm building a captain from Rogue One. This is the costume reference library, and these are the reference photos. So you can see the mag pouch right there on the right leg. I said left leg. And you also see the oiler pouch affixed right here on his butt, and these are the shotgun shells that I talked about. And then you scroll down, you got the helmet, and you have all the requirements for that in the armor. And it tells you what the armor has to have in it. It's very particular, and all the armor has to be colored, painted in a certain way. And then here's this, the hip plate, which, you can see that oiler that I showed you, which comes off the magazine pouch. And these are the shotgun shells on the hip armor that are attached to that. And I'm going to scroll down further. And then this is the mag pouch. It's a Yugoslavian M56 submachine gun magazine pouch, and you can see it here. And I showed you mine. Mine's in a lot better shape than that one, but mine is still kind of crappy. But this will be affixed in my armor, and it'll look just like it is. So when we're building these costumes, each of these costume parts in the 501st Legion has an instruction manual on how to build it. So basically what I do is I build I do one thing at a time. Y'all have seen that I've done the helmet, and when I painted the helmet, I went to the helmet and I looked at all the reference photos on the helmet. So if you look at my weathering on the helmet, you can see it's relatively similar to what you see in the CRL, just because I'm trying to be safe and make sure that when I get my costume together that I get approved. Now, once I get approved, I may weather the helmet a little bit more to my liking, but until I get approved, I'll just keep it there. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to go over to the Bounty Hunters Guild. So we're going to scroll up here to the Bounty Hunters Guild and kind of show you what we're working on tonight. Costume list, and I'm working on Din Djarin. I'm working on Din Djarin, Book of Boba Fett. So this is the Din Djarin costume that I'm doing. I'm not doing, well, I'll have a jetpack, but I don't necessarily want to wear the jetpack all the time. But I'll show you what we're doing tonight, which is the knee armor. So this is the knee armor that I'm working on tonight. And here's what mine looks like right now. And, you can see I don't have my leather strap on the back. And this thing isn't painted yet, although I have put some preliminary damage on there. And tonight we're going to try some new thing that I don't even know is going to work, but I saw it on the internet, so I want to try to see if we can make it work. So I'm going to stop sharing. So yeah, so this is my knee plate. This is my knee plate that I'm working on for Mando. And you have to pick out kind of like one thing at a time. So I got the spray paint that I needed for this Mando knee tonight. It's blue. And then what I'm going to do before I paint it blue, I used my heat gun and I heated up this spot right here on the left knee, and so I could dent it. And then I dented it with a pin. I pushed down on it so it's a rounded dent. And then I use, let me show you. This stuff is magic. A lot of people don't know about this stuff, but Kylos know. These liquid chrome markers, it's basically like a paint, but it's liquid chrome. And what comes out of that marker is this. And it's basically liquid chrome. I don't have a good light in here tonight, but this is chrome paint. And a lot of Kylos use that chrome paint on their helmets because it's very reflective. It looks very much like Kylo. So this is a chrome marker, liquid chrome. This is a big cosplay thing. You can find these in most arts and crafts store, but these liquid chrome markers are incredibly awesome. I love them, and they definitely come in handy for Kylo. It's made by Molotow, 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 liquid chrome. But these markers are awesome. So basically what I'm going to do is, now that I've done the liquid chrome and the dents on the knee armor, is I'm going to take a little bit of E6000, and if I can get the lid off. Don't use your teeth for that, right? And there we go. E6000's coming out. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover my dent in E6000, which will rub off. And I'm going to cover all the little chrome accent pieces with E6000 that I've done. And basically the E6000, after I paint it, will peel off. So I'm going to use this E6000 like a mask so that there'll be paint underneath the mask once I paint this blue. And this is a different effect that I'm trying to, this creates a more three-dimensional damage looking effect. I can weather things without doing a mask like this and, give it a three-dimensional look without doing this. But I wanted to try this. This is a new method. It's a method that I saw. Yeah, rub off will work. But basically, the reason I like E6000, because it basically turns into rubber. And once you paint it, you'll be able to rub that E6000 right off, even through the paint. And then when you rub the paint off, the E6000 off, once I paint this blue, I'll be able to rub that E6000 off, and then you'll have that silver damaged dent underneath the blue, which is pretty awesome. So the E6000 is going to act like a mask. So, hey, Cinzy's here. That's awesome. But, that's kind of what I was working on tonight. And I know, you saw the mag pouch on the Shore Trooper CRL that I showed you guys. There's my mag pouch. And this was relatively cheap, guys. It was only $20, something like that, $22. And, it's Army surplus crap. And then here's the oiler pouch. And I have to cut this oiler pouch off of here somehow. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but this has to be affixed to the butt on my Shore Trooper. Now, I'm trying. I know it seems kind of like crazy what I'm doing, but I am building the Mando. Even though I'm like obsessed with Shore Trooper right now, Mando is the priority. So I'm going to finish the Mando, and that's definitely the priority. Unfortunately, right now my 3D printer is tied up doing the honeycomb wall stuff. And I still have to print 2 more of these. I'll have 9 of them in total. And then I have to print all my tool holders, and then I have to assemble this thing and get it attached to the wall. And I don't know if that's going to happen this week or what, but I wanted to shoot behind me this week so you can see the mess that's behind me over here on my, pegboard wall that I built. And I'm getting rid of that, and I'm going up with the honeycomb wall there. So right now, a lot of my time has been dedicated to the honeycomb wall. But, if my workbench isn't organized where I like it, the sad part is the room is kind of cool, but now I got to get I know I need another printer. It's crazy, Bobby. The capabilities of these things are awesome. But I do think I need another printer. But yeah, I mean, my printer's kind of occupied with all this right now. But once I finish with this project, what goes next on this printer are gauntlets for the Mandalorian, which are the wrist armor for the Mandalorian, and probably the jetpack, even though I'm not going to wear it all the time. The jetpack, and then I got to figure out which one I'm going to get, because there's a company that just came out with that. But then I have to sew all the leather stuff for the Mandalorian, and that's really the hard part. That's all I have left to do is all the leather stuff, and the leather stuff's the hardest part of the costume. Everything else is done and ready to go. I just need the leathers, and the leathers are going to be hard, a lot of sewing, and very expensive. Even this knee thing that we're working on tonight has a leather strap on the back of it that attaches it to the back of your leg. Oh yeah, 24 millimeter for double saber, dual pogo pin setup. That's going to be a lot. So does the saber break apart? Does the staff break apart in the middle, and you're going to have pogo pins sticking out for each blade, but just one chassis that feeds both blades max, or what? How's that going to work? That's one thing I haven't done yet is, you can see up above me here, right up there is a Darth Maul staff. And, I've never put it together, and there's a reason, it's crazy. Kylo Ren crossguards are nuts. Yeah. I guess you could do that with one chassis. Yeah, Max, I saw that you were asking for somebody to do a 24 millimeter crystal chamber chassis. It's going to be hard for somebody to do that without the saber to get measurements on where the crystal chamber needs to be. But I haven't designed a whole lot of chassis, and I'm not the guy for that yet. I am tinkering with the Fusion 360, and I did make the chassis for that for the E22, but I haven't delved into it too much outside of that. But here I am. The thing about if any of you are interested in building costumes, is it's such an insurmountable mountain to climb, and you're like, well, how do I build the costume? And you have to look at the CRL, the CRLs that I showed you tonight, and usually you want to build a costume from inside out. And hey, Mountain Sabers. And then you're building your costume from inside out, and you're just going down the build list. And you need to, it's challenging. And the thing to me that always helps me achieve the goal of putting these costumes together is trying to do something every day, no matter how insignificant, towards building that costume. Tomorrow night I'm wearing my Stormtrooper armor for Halloween. So I don't want to be too long tonight, because I actually have some E6000 work to do on my Stormtrooper costume. And but I'm going to be wearing the TK tomorrow night for Halloween. And I have a lot of fun putting these costumes together. It's a lot of work. And like I was saying last week, the cool part about the 3D printer over here that Mountain Sabers kind of helped. He was one of the ones that kind of goaded me into this. It was between Mountain Sabers and Solo Sabers and Benji Graham, and it's been awesome. I mean, this was printed on my printer. Now, you know, all the painting and everything that I did myself for sure. But, you know, yeah, it's a lot of parts on that E11 blaster Mountain Sabers. It's an intense build, but you know, it's a lot of fun. I mean, just building that. So like that's another thing is like, you know, along with costuming and electronics, you know, some of my hobbies were model building, you know, growing up, model building. And like that E22, you're printing out those hundreds of parts and it basically is a model and you have to build it. And it's like building a model. And then I put electronics in it and now it's a functioning model, which is pretty cool, you know. And to me, that's what these costumes are. You're like building a life-size model that you get to wear. And when you're building a model that you get to wear and holding a blaster that was a model that you get to shoot, that's some next level stuff. And it's a lot of fun. And, you know, that's what got me into lightsabers and is all that. It's definitely next level stuff. It's a lot of fun. It definitely makes me happy. But you know, I got to get this workbench behind me more organized. So, you know, the honeycombs are all printing. I'm out of black PLA. I'm gonna have to order some more PLA because I got 2 more of those to print. And then I got to put them all together with these things. These are the little attachment things that hold the, you know, they hold the honeycombs together. And this is some edge that I brought to show you guys. But you can see how these oops. How these hold the honeycombs together. You know, they snap in and then they snap into your next piece to honeycomb, and that's how, you know, all those grids are held together is like that. You know, they snap in and hold them together. So, you know, there's going to be 9 of these, and you know, everyone will have snap connector on the side, snap connector on top, you know, and on the bottom. And then there are these other connectors like this one that have a, you know, a reset screw hole in there, and you put these in and you screw them into the wall. So you put these where the studs are at. So Rich, great to see you. I know, Rich, you were asking about if I 3D printed my Stormtrooper armor from that picture I did, and it was it's heat formed ABS, vacuum formed ABS basically. But everything else that you're going to see in the next year from me, including my Mandalorian outfit that I'm working on right now, and then the Shore Trooper that's coming, all this was 3D printed for sure. Yep. And tonight, the cool part was I got my lens for the Shore Trooper tonight. So I'm trying to get that in there where it's supposed to be. Like that. There. Shore Trooper lens, badassery. So that's awesome. But you know, I 3D printed this at home. I'm happy that lens came in because now I can finally finalize that bucket and get it good to go. And after I get the bucket done and I get this wall done, the honeycomb wall done behind me, and get all my tools looking a lot better, then it's back to full-time Mando. And I think I'm probably going to attach the lens with PVC clips. So, you know, this is the bottom of the lens, Max. And I'm going to put a PVC clip in the helmet there, and a PVC clip here, and a PVC clip here. And so I'll be able to push the lens in and then snap it into place. And that way I can take it out and replace it if I need be. Like my TK lenses, I actually have different colored lenses I can snap into there because of the way I built that. It's actually pretty cool. My lenses slide into those PVC holders, and then they snap out. No, I don't use E6000 or hot glue. I actually use super glue for that. Now, I don't use super glue on the lens, Max. Basically, what I do is I create these lens clips and I super glue them in, and I don't put the lens in there until all that super glue is dry, because if you put the lens into the helmet while the super glue is wet, it'll fog up the lens, and that's no good. You know, you don't want that. Do I have an example? Yeah. My Stormtrooper. See, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it because I don't know if I have the lighting. You can see those holders in there, and you know, I'm trying to do this. There, you can see how easy it slides out. So there's my fingers, and you know, here's the lens, and then I can just slide the lens right back in. Yep, just like that. And the lens is back in. So I don't know if you guys can see that or not. But that's basically what I'm going to do inside the Shore Trooper helmet. So hopefully you can understand how that works, Max. The lenses basically slide in from the outside. It's hard for me to do this when I'm looking at it in reverse. But so you can see how that lens slides out. Just like that. And then it's out. And then put it back in. I got to get it under that clip. Put it back in. You guys aren't going to be able to see that. Just like that. It's just that. Yep. It's a wedge. That's right. And that way you can, interchange the lenses relatively easily. So if you, if you get a lens that's marred or scratched up or, got damaged, you can just swap it out. And I have tons of Stormtrooper lenses. So, I think I've cut 20 or 30 replacement Stormtrooper lenses. And the cool thing is, like, if you do all your helmets, like if you have multiple Stormtroopers, like a TD, like a from the Mos Eisley Police Department, MEPD Corps, my lenses will work in those helmets too. So my lenses will work in any TK helmet. And basically going to kind of do the same concept there, but this is the bottom. So, I'm going to have a clip here near the nose, and then I think 2 clips out here on the edges, and I think I'll leave the top free floating because that way that'll get some ventilation through there, because I don't want the top necessarily really tight on the helmet because I want there to be able to be some ventilation. This will work in the TIE Pilot helmet, Max, because the TIE Pilot helmet, the cap and back for a TIE Pilot is the same as a Stormtrooper. So the inside of your TIE Pilot helmet should be pretty much exactly the same as that TK helmet, and that's the way you should make your lenses. A lot of people do that straight lens all the way across, and that's no bueno. If you do the individual lens, you can just make them yourself. Now, actually, I cut them out of a Hobart welding. Let me see if I can find one. I'll show you. Stand by. So this is what I use. This is a Hobart, welding lens, and I cut my lenses out of this. I make them, Max. You can make them out of PVC. So like if you, and I don't know, because I don't know what your stores are in Australia, but like home goods store, hardware store, like Home Depot, Lowe's here in the US, but I don't know what you have there in Australia. But sometimes you can see like for sale signs or for rent signs. And, you can use those signs or PVC. You can use the plastic from those. And then I use a CA glue. I use a medium CA, which is super glue. I get this at the craft store. And then I also use an accelerator. This is the particular brand that you can get here, which this is an accelerator. It's Instaset for super glue to glue the PVC in, and you cut that, you cut those PVC up. Oh, no. I had to buy this one, which is shaped and curved. So yeah, Mountain Sabers. So that's actually heat molded on a buck puck. And they basically print a buck puck out of fiberglass, or they print a buck puck and then they make a fiberglass copy of it. And then they heat up, this is PETG, like from soda bottles. And they heat up the PETG and they drop it over the buck puck, and it molds the lens. This for the Shore Trooper, because the Shore Trooper has to be a curved and rounded lens. That's part of the CRL. And I don't have the capability of doing that. I don't have a vacuum form. But in the TK helmet, it's just flat lens material cut from the Hobart mask. But getting back to Max's question, yeah, Max, you just cut up a a for sale or for rent sign that's made out of. Can I share the company? Yes. As a matter of fact, I can. I think I had. Thought I had his business card here. Brand First Studios. Oops. You got my address on there. Whatever. It's a problem with the live video. Brand First Studios. That's the name of his Etsy shop. And he did the Shore Trooper helmet visor. And here's his card. Wish I'd have found that instead of the Brand First Studios. He did the Shore Trooper visor. So Justin Branford, congratulations! You just made my live video. But yeah, the CRL says a curved lens, and James, that's hard for me to do. I don't have the equipment to do that here, and I don't want to. I don't want to get a vacuum form and heat mold. That's going to put me out there with, that'd make me really crazy, like. What's his name? Adam Savage. I'd be like Adam Savage. I have far too much stuff and too small of a space. Adam Savage has gone crazy on 3D printers too, if y'all haven't been watching him. But at any rate, outside the house, in addition to all this insanity, I'm painting my TK. I've got my Husky tote for my TK that all my armor goes in, and I'm painting it white. And I have 3D printed, Imperial cogs for wheel covers on it. And, I have my placards coming in with my TK numbers on it. So my TK bin that hauls around my armor is going to be white with my TK placards on it. And it'll have Imperial cog wheel covers. So that's pretty cool. I don't know where I'm going to put all this armor at. But at any rate, we've been on for quite a bit, for about 30 minutes. And, I don't really have a whole lot planned tonight. I just wanted to show you guys some of the weathering on the Mando Knee. And I want to get clear enough in time that we're not messing up Mundo's spot. And, oops, just dropped that card on my dog. And, I've been doing some shorts with my dog in the mirror lately because they're getting a lot of hits. Risky took 3,000 hits on the Heart Walk. He had fun on the Heart Walk the other weekend, so it was a lot of fun. I videotaped that and put it on there, and he got 3,000 views, and I was like, oh my God, Risky's a movie star. Everybody loves Risky. But at any rate, also, I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to do it tomorrow or not, but because it's Halloween, but hopefully by Wednesday, those blades are going public. I'm going to get those blades out there, probably on Universal and Saber Trader and some other places. So, everybody passed the word around about those blades. I have 2 heavy grade blades. I have 2 triple strip blades, and then I have a pixel stick blade that's clear with the strip diffuser tube in it. And all, 5 of those blades are pretty awesome. And those are all for sale. And, I'll have the prices up. I thought I put it on my Megtooth Sabers page, but you have to go check. But the bottom line, as I said, I was going to leave it up for my subscribers only on YouTube and Facebook. And then I'll put it public, after they were up for a week. Well, they've been up for a week, so, we're going to go ahead and get them out public. Yeah, I'm going as a stormtrooper. Now, I'm not going out trick-or-treating. I'm just going to hand out candy at the house, dressed up like a stormtrooper. We usually have a whole neighborhood kind of get-together thing, and, I'll be a stormtrooper. Last year I was Kylo. This year I'll be a stormtrooper, and I'll have my, blaster. That blaster is so good, man. Weathered. I'm sitting here looking up at it right now, and it's sick. Now that it's weathered. So the E11 you see up here is not my blaster that's installed. That's the one that I got to take pictures with. My E11 that's installed is right up here, and you can see my Black Series Stormtrooper action figure there, and this my installed E11 is up there, and then my 3D printer, which is printing stuff for the honeycomb wall, and then me. But yeah, that's going to be the plan. So I'm going to get off here so I can maybe spend some time with Jen, and next week hopefully I can show you a finished product here with the knee. Oops, sorry, I had it upside down. Show you a finished product with the Mando knee, at least paint finished, because I would like to get this one done, and then I'm going to be moving on to bigger and better things with the Mando, more parts of Mando. That's the way costuming works. You have to keep on charging. But yeah, I'll say hey to Jen for you, Max, and everybody. Make sure you tune in to Mundo Monday Madness here later. Looks like Mundo is going to be going on a little bit earlier tonight, around 9:30, 9:45, and check out Mundo's channel. Every Tuesday morning, I listen to Mundo's live as I'm doing my morning run with my dog. And last week he had, well, I think it was the week before last, he had 3 guests on. He had 3 saber font makers on, and it was actually a very interesting conversation. He had Juan Sith on there, and it was really neat getting to see Juan Sith. And it was just a great stream. So everybody, make sure you tune in to Max if you can, and if you can't tune into him live, then watch the replay tomorrow. And and I said Max, I meant Mundo. I'm sorry, Max. Tune in on Mundo's channel and make it happen. And if you can't watch it tonight, then you can always watch it tomorrow. After. But at any rate, in honor of our buddy Birchie, we're gonna put up the old #NerdUp. Birchie doesn't stop in much anymore. He must be he's mad at us all or something. Maybe we're all not being nice enough. But #NerdUp, and may the force be with you all. Or the the dark side, as it were. So we'll see you guys next Monday, and I look forward to seeing you guys next Monday. I need to redo this outro. That's coming. Thank you, everybody, for watching, as usual. I really appreciate y'all tuning in on my channel. And as always,